Think you know everything about Egypt? Think again. Beyond the iconic postcards and bustling tourist sites lies a world shrouded in chilling mysteries. From a breakthrough in the search for Cleopatra's tomb in the early 21st century to a lost city, said to be made entirely of gold, and a cryptic code understood only by the king, Egypt holds secrets the desert has yet to fully reveal. Let's uncover the hidden, spine-tingling mysteries of Egypt that you've never heard of before. Number 17. The Giza Power Plant Hypothesis. You might think of the Great Pyramid of Giza as merely a massive tomb, but engineer and author Christopher Dunn proposes an intriguing alternative. He suggests that it served not only as a burial site but also as an enormous power plant. This bold theory, known as the Giza Power Plant Hypothesis, implies that ancient Egyptians, or perhaps even a civilization preceding them, harnessed an unknown energy source within the pyramid. It sounds like the premise of a science fiction film, doesn't it? Proponents of this idea point to various peculiar features of the pyramid, such as its precise alignment with the cardinal points of the compass, the mysterious shafts and chambers within, and even the unique chemical makeup of the stone zones. They argue that these characteristics were part of a sophisticated system designed to generate and transmit energy. Some even suggest the pyramid could have utilized the Earth's natural vibrations or focused cosmic rays to produce electricity. Additionally, certain carvings, like the dendrolite, are cited as potential evidence of ancient electrical technology. However, mainstream archaeologists remain skeptical. They assert that there is no substantial evidence supporting this theory, and that the pyramid's features can be explained through known historical practices. Nevertheless, the Giza Power Plant Hypothesis continues to capture the imagination of those intrigued by the mysteries of ancient Egypt. Number 16. The Alien Pharaoh. In 1907, just before the world discovered Akhenaten, archaeologists made a striking find in Tomb 55, located in the Valley of the Kings. Inside this chamber, they encountered a stark, undecorated space that was a stark contrast to the opulent tombs of other pharaohs. The only notable object within was a sarcophagus encircled by 4 mystical blocks that appeared to ward off any malevolent spirits. The mummy itself was an unsettling sight. Its face had been brutally defaced, leaving behind a single haunting eye. The name on the coffin was scratched out, and the walls bore frantic inscriptions from high priests proclaiming, "The evil one shall not live again." This is where Akhenaten's story intertwines. He was an unconventional pharaoh who defied centuries of tradition. Instead of venerating multiple gods, he devoted himself solely to the sun disk, Aten. This radical shift enraged the high priests, who fought to obliterate his legacy. Speculation even arose about Akhenaten's origins. His elongated skull and otherworldly features fueled rumors suggesting he might be extraterrestrial. Could the mysterious mummy in Tomb 55 belong to Akhenaten? Was he so different that his legacy was intentionally buried? His worship of the sun disk might hint at a connection to a celestial body, perhaps even a beacon from his true home. The mystery surrounding this alien pharaoh continues to captivate historians and enthusiasts alike. Number 15. The Curse of the Golden Mask of Tutankhamun. When Howard Carter opened King Tutankhamen's tomb in 1922, he didn't just uncover riches, he potentially unleashed a legendary curse. The story goes that anyone who disturbed the boy king's resting place was doomed to face dire consequences. At the center of this tale is Tutankhamen's famous golden mask, a stunning masterpiece of art and a supposed conduit for the pharaoh's wrath. Shortly after the tomb was unearthed, Lord Carnarvon, the financier of the expedition, died unexpectedly just months after the discovery. Officially, it was attributed to a mosquito bite that turned septic. But was it merely bad luck, or had he provoked the anger of the ancient king? A series of unsettling incidents followed involving people connected to the tomb or who had touched the mask. Among them were reports of a canary devoured by a cobra, sudden illnesses, and bizarre accidents. This string of misfortunes was enough to spook even the most fearless archaeologists. So, was there truly a curse at play, or was it simply a collection of coincidences blown out of proportion by sensationalist media? We may never have a definitive answer. One thing is for sure, the legend of the curse adds an exciting layer to the narrative surrounding Tutankhamen's tomb. It serves as a reminder that even in death, the pharaohs maintain their power, and meddling with their eternal rest could come at a steep price. Number 14. The Dendrolite. Ancient Egypt was a land of gods, pharaohs, and light bulbs. While it might sound far-fetched, the carvings found at the Hathor Temple in Dendra have certainly ignited some imaginative theories. Hidden deep within the temple complex, these carvings bear a striking resemblance to modern electrical devices. They depict elongated shapes with wavy lines inside, supported by figures that some claim are holding cables. It raises intriguing questions. Did the ancient Egyptians possess electricity? Were they tapping into some form of energy long forgotten? While it's an enticing notion, Especially for fans of conspiracy theories, mainstream Egyptologists offer a different interpretation. They believe the carvings symbolize the birth of the god Horus emerging from a lotus flower. The so-called light bulb is interpreted as a representation of the sun, while the figures are thought to be grasping the Jed pillar, a symbol of stability in ancient Egyptian culture. Though this explanation may be less thrilling, it is grounded in solid evidence. Supporting hieroglyphs reinforce this mythological perspective, and there's no archaeological data indicating the existence of electricity in ancient Egypt. The dendra light continues to spark curiosity, blending myth with reality in the fascinating tapestry of Egyptian history. Number 13. The Tomb of the Birds in Sakara. Forget the glittering treasures of King Tut. The Tomb of the Birds in Sakara presents a different kind of wonder: millions of mummified birds. Yes, you heard correctly. Millions. This site resembles an enormous avian cemetery where countless ibises, falcons, and hawks have been painstakingly preserved for eternity. These were not just ordinary birds, they were sacred offerings to Thoth, the ibis-headed god of wisdom and writing. The ancient Egyptians believed that mummifying these birds would ensure their safe passage to the afterlife, allowing them to continue serving their divine master. Priests carefully bred and raised these birds, mummifying them with the same meticulous attention given to human remains. The mummies were packed into special jars and stacked in vast underground chambers. But why so many birds? Pilgrims would visit these sacred sites, offering mummified birds to Thoth in hopes of receiving his blessings and guidance. It was akin to an ancient Egyptian gift shop, with each mummy representing a prayer or wish for divine favor. Now it's time for today's topic. With just a few days left in 2024, the year has delivered one final bizarre twist, a jaw-dropping discovery from the sands of Egypt. While archaeologists were conducting a dig near the ancient city of Abydos, famed for its temples and mysteries, they unearthed something that defies explanation. Among the sand and ruins lay an unusual mummy, unlike anything seen before, wrapped and secured in an unfamiliar fashion. Its body bore an otherworldly blue hue with intricate vein-like patterns running across its surface. Experts quickly ruled out traditional mummification practices, as no known Egyptian techniques could explain its peculiar preservation or appearance. Is this an ancient human buried with elaborate dyes and paints, meant to mimic a ritual we don't yet understand? Or could it be something far more enigmatic, fueling theories of extraterrestrial origins? Some archaeologists suggest it might be an elaborate hoax, while others argue that Egypt's history may still hide secrets that challenge our understanding of ancient life, and possibly, of life beyond Earth. Whatever this is, it has sparked heated debates and wild speculation. Could this strange find rewrite history, or is it simply another puzzle left by the ancients? Let us know your thoughts. Number 12. The Abydos helicopter hieroglyphs. Within the Temple of Seti at Abydos, there exists a collection of carvings that has inspired some outlandish theories. At first glance, these hieroglyphs appear to depict modern machines such as a helicopter, a submarine, or even a futuristic aircraft. It's as if you've stumbled upon a blueprint for advanced technology hidden within an ancient monument. This has intrigued many who believe in ancient astronaut theories, positing that extraterrestrial beings provided advanced knowledge to the Egyptians. However, there may be a more straightforward explanation. The carvings are a fascinating result of the ancient Egyptians' practices. They sometimes plastered over older inscriptions and carved new ones on top. As time passed and the plaster eroded, a mixed array of symbols emerged, leading to some interpretations that resemble contemporary machinery. So, that helicopter is likely a combination of a falcon, a scarab beetle, and several other symbols. The submarine? It's just overlapping representations of a hand and a snake. This phenomenon creates an ancient Egyptian optical illusion that captivates the imagination and invites exploration into the meanings behind these historical symbols. Number 11. The Lost Golden City of Luxor. The year was 1922, and archaeologist Howard Carter was making headlines with his discoveries in King Tutankhamen's tomb. However, while the world was enthralled by the treasures of the boy king, another incredible find lay hidden just beneath the surface, waiting to be unveiled: the Lost Golden City of Luxor. Now, don't get too carried away by the term golden. It doesn't mean the streets were actually paved with gold bricks. The name refers to the remarkable preservation of the city and the plethora of artifacts uncovered. It was called golden because it was found in the Golden Age of Egypt. This wasn't just a tiny village. We're talking about a sprawling urban center built during the reign of Amenhotep III, one of Egypt's most powerful rulers. Luxor was a vibrant hub of activity, complete with workshops, bakeries, administrative districts, and residential areas. Archaeologists have discovered remarkably intact mud brick houses, streets, and even a zigzag wall. The finds are astonishing. They include ancient bakeries with ovens still in place, along with workshops filled with tools and unfinished crafts. Among the artifacts are rings, scarabs, colorful pottery, and wine vessels, creating a perfect time capsule of daily life. But the surprises don't end there. Deep in the desert sands, archaeologists uncovered a shrine dedicated to falcons. This shrine contained the remains of 15 headless falcons carefully arranged on a pedestal. To add to the intrigue, a mysterious inscription reads, "It is improper to boil a head in here." What's the story behind this unusual shrine? Experts believe it dates back around 1,600 years, during the time the Blemmyes controlled this part of Egypt. These people blended Egyptian beliefs with their own, creating a unique cultural fusion. The shrine features carvings of two unknown gods, one with a falcon head, while another inscription references the goddess Isis. It appears that the Blemmyes had a significant reverence for falcons, possibly worshipping them as deities. But why the headless birds? That remains a mystery. Were they sacrifices, offerings to the gods, or something even stranger? And what about that cryptic no boiling heads rule? Was someone trying to prepare a forbidden falcon stew? The Falcon Shrine of Luxor leaves us with more questions than answers. Number 10. The Whispering Gallery of the Karnak Temple. The Karnak Temple complex stands as a remarkable example of ancient Egyptian grandeur, spanning vast areas filled with temples, obelisks, and halls constructed over many generations. It served as a significant center dedicated to the god Ammonius Ra. Yet, nestled within this enormous complex is a hidden gem known as the Whispering Gallery. When you step into this narrow corridor, you are surrounded by towering pillars that create an awe-inspiring atmosphere. The real enchantment occurs when you whisper a secret at one end of the gallery. Astonishingly, your soft words can be heard clearly at the opposite end. This is no trick involving hidden microphones. The Whispering Gallery is a fascinating acoustic phenomenon. Some experts attribute this unique sound effect to the gallery's specific architectural design. Others speculate about hidden chambers and ancient techniques that might enhance sound. This remarkable feature adds an intriguing dimension to the already impressive Karnak Temple complex, inviting visitors to experience the interplay between architecture and acoustics. Number 9. The Turin King List. Picture an ancient scroll, tattered and fragile, that chronicles all the rulers of Egypt from the beginning of time to the well-known pharaohs. This is the Turin King List, a sort of royal family tree on an epic scale. But here's the twist. This scroll contains names beyond the usual lineup. It includes rulers we've never heard of, some from before the pyramids were even built. This papyrus, now in fragments, once served as a meticulous record, documenting each ruler's name and the length of their reign. It's as if the ancient Egyptians were keeping a close watch on their leaders, ensuring no one could slack off. The Turin King List features names that do not appear in any other records of Egyptian history. We're talking about rulers predating the First Dynasty, a time wrapped in myth and legend, blurring the boundaries between historical accounts and mythology. Some scholars speculate that these additional rulers may have been real figures, representing a lost chapter in Egyptian history. Others argue that they are symbolic, reflecting various aspects of the cosmos or the ancient Egyptian belief system. Regardless of the interpretation, the Turin King List is a captivating enigma, offering a glimpse into a past that feels both familiar and entirely foreign. Number 8. The Osirian of Abydos. Prepare to descend into a dark chamber filled with water, surrounded by enormous granite pillars that appear to defy the laws of physics. It feels like a scene straight out of an Indiana Jones adventure. This is the Osirian of Abydos, one of Egypt's most enigmatic sites. Hidden behind the Temple of Seti I, this underground complex showcases a remarkable blend of massive stone construction and intricate carvings. In the main hall, you'll find a raised platform surrounded by a moat, flanked by colossal granite columns, each weighing an astonishing 60 tons. How did the ancient Egyptians transport and position these gigantic stones without modern machinery? The origins of the Osirian remain somewhat elusive. Some historians believe it was built by Seti I around 1279 BCE, while others speculate it could be much older. Its architectural style differs significantly from the adjacent temple, adding to its mystery. The biggest question remains, what was the purpose of this structure? Some theorists suggest it served as a symbolic tomb for Osiris, the god of the afterlife. The water might symbolize the primordial waters of creation and the divine powers. Other interpretations propose that the Osirian was a sacred space for rituals, where priests underwent initiations to connect with the divine. The dark, enclosed, water-filled environment would have created an intense atmosphere, ideal for spiritual experiences. Regardless of its intended purpose, the Osirian of Abydos continues to intrigue scholars and visitors alike, leaving many questions unanswered. Number 7. The Tunnel of Osiris Magna. Beneath the ruins of the Osiris Magna Temple lies a captivating tunnel that winds its way through the earth, spanning over 4,300 feet, which is roughly equivalent to 15 football fields. This remarkable tunnel was discovered in 2022. It rests 43 feet below ground and is partially filled with water. Experts describe it as a geometric wonder, noting its astonishing precision. However, the question remains, what was this tunnel built for? Some historians theorize that the tunnel served a practical purpose, perhaps channeling water to the temple complex and surrounding areas. Others suggest a more symbolic interpretation, viewing it as a pathway connecting the world of the living to the afterlife. Then there are those with a more thrilling theory. Could this tunnel lead to the long-lost tomb of Cleopatra VII, the legendary queen of Egypt? Osiris Magna was dedicated to Osiris, the god associated with the afterlife, and his wife Isis. Cleopatra may have sought to conceal her burial site, aiming to safeguard herself in the afterlife, much like the goddess she identified with. Archaeological discoveries within the tunnel include intriguing artifacts such as alabaster statues and fragments of pottery. These finds indicate the tunnel's significance, yet its true purpose remains an engaging mystery, encouraging further investigation and exploration. Number 6. The Wailing Woman of the Nile. As night falls along the banks of the Nile, the air becomes thick with the river's scent. The only sound is the gentle lapping of water against the shore. Suddenly, a blood-curdling wail pierces the stillness. This is the Wailing Woman of the Nile, eternally searching for her lost children. According to legend, this ghostly figure drowned her offspring in a fit of unspeakable grief or possibly madness. Now, she is condemned to wander the riverbanks for all eternity. Her cry is a haunting reminder of her tragic fate. Some say the chilling sound carries an unnatural echo, as if the river itself mourns alongside her. Witnesses describe a faint, shimmering figure moving just beyond sight, vanishing when approached. Fishermen have long avoided certain bends in the river, believing them to be haunted by her restless spirit. Some people view her as a vengeful spirit, luring unsuspecting travelers to a watery grave. Others see her as a heartbroken mother, trapped in a cycle of sorrow. Whatever the interpretation, her cries serve as an ominous omen, foretelling misfortune and death. To this day, individuals claim to hear her mournful wail echoing along the Nile, particularly on dark and stormy nights. The Wailing Woman remains a chilling tale, encapsulating the fears and mysteries that pervade Egyptian folklore. Number 5. The Unfinished Obelisk of Aswan. Imagine encountering a colossal stone needle lying on its side, partially embedded in the bedrock from which it was hewn. This isn't just any ordinary relic, it's the unfinished obelisk of Aswan, a powerful reminder that even the greatest empires can face setbacks. Commissioned by Queen Hatshepsut, this monumental structure was intended as a tribute to the gods, symbolizing her reign during the 18th dynasty. Had it been completed, it would have reached an astounding height of 137 feet and weighed nearly 200 tons. It was meant to reach toward the heavens, embodying human ambition and devotion to the divine. However, fate intervened. A significant crack appeared in the granite, rendering the obelisk unusable. This flaw likely occurred during the final stages of carving, a heartbreaking moment after so much progress had been made. Scholars believe the crack revealed the unpredictable nature of the granite quarry, showcasing the immense challenges faced by ancient stoneworkers. Interestingly, traces of tools and their positions offer insight into the precision techniques used to carve such massive objects. The site even gives clues about how workers may have planned to transport the obelisk, a feat that would have been just as monumental as its creation. Can you imagine the disappointment of the workers who had poured years of effort into this endeavor? All that hard work for a project that would never be completed. The site offers a fascinating glimpse into the past, with tool marks and guidelines painted in red ochre still visible. It's as if the laborers just left their tools behind yesterday, leaving a haunting reminder of a dream that never came to fruition. The unfinished obelisk serves as a testament to the challenges faced by ancient builders and the grand visions they sought to achieve. Number 4. The Severed Hands of Avarest. Picture discovering a pit filled not with gold or artifacts, but with a collection of severed human hands. It may sound like a scene from a horror film, but this is precisely what archaeologists found in the ancient Egyptian city of Avarest. While excavating beneath the palace of the Hyksos rulers, they unearthed 4 pits, not filled with treasures, but containing the bones of 16 human hands. 2 pits, located near the throne room, each held a single hand, almost as if they were offerings, while the remaining 14 hands were found in 2 other pits located further away from the palace. What's particularly strange is that every one of these hands belonged to the right side. Archaeologists noted that many of these hands were unusually large, prompting many questions. Why were these hands severed? Who did they belong to? and what could have prompted this bizarre burial practice. One theory posits that these hands were war trophies, reminders of the Hyksos military dominance. Ancient texts reference soldiers receiving rewards in gold for delivering severed right hands from their enemies. Therefore, these pits could serve as a grim showcase of power and a warning to would-be challengers. Yet there's also a darker, ritualistic interpretation. Some believe these severed hands were sacrifices meant to appease the gods or to secure victory in battle. The act of severing the right hand, the one most commonly used, may have symbolized the removal of an enemy's strength, both in this life and the next. The mystery surrounding the severed hands of Avarest leaves us with more questions than answers. Number 3. The Disappearance of Nefertiti. Nefertiti was not just any queen. She was the great royal wife of Akhenaten. Renowned for her stunning beauty and significant influence, she stood beside her husband as they challenged the traditional pantheon of Egyptian gods and embraced the worship of the sun disk, Aten. Her likeness was immortalized in countless carvings and paintings throughout temples, making her a prominent figure in ancient Egypt. However, around the 12th year of Akhenaten's reign, she seemingly vanished without a trace, gone without a tomb, record, or explanation. Her sudden disappearance raises intriguing questions. What could have happened? Some scholars speculate she may have died unexpectedly, perhaps during childbirth, leading to a secret burial to protect the royal family's image. Others wonder if she fell out of favor and was deliberately erased from history. There's even a theory that Nefertiti took on a new identity, possibly ruling as the enigmatic Pharaoh Smenkhare, pulling strings from the shadows. Adding to this enigma, archaeologists have discovered several unidentified mummies that could potentially belong to Nefertiti. Ongoing DNA analysis might finally reveal the truth behind her identity. Compounding the mystery, 3 of her daughters also disappeared around the same time, leaving historians puzzled. Did tragedy strike this royal family, leaving no survivors? The iconic bust of Nefertiti, discovered in 1912, remains a symbol of her enduring legacy. Her disappearance is an ancient cold case that continues to intrigue historians and archaeologists. Number 2. The Bent Pyramid of Dagger. When you picture a pyramid, you might imagine a perfectly symmetrical shape with straight sides and a sharp apex. However, the Bent Pyramid of Dagger defies that expectation. This remarkable structure appears to have changed its design mid-construction. The pyramid starts off at a steep angle of 54 degrees, reaching for the sky, but halfway up, it suddenly shifts to a gentler slope of 43 degrees. You might think this represents an ancient architectural blunder, but it was, in fact, a deliberate choice. Some suggest the adjustment was made after noticing stress cracks in the lower stones, which could have led to catastrophic collapse if the steep angle continued. Others theorize that the pyramid's builders, eager to complete the structure quickly, opted for the gentler slope to save time and resources. There's even a possibility that this pyramid served as a transitional experiment, helping to refine techniques for future structures like the Great Pyramid of Giza. The unusual dual-angle design also offers a rare opportunity for modern researchers to study the progression of ancient construction techniques in real time. It is fascinating to think that this adjustment might have been overseen by some of the most skilled engineers of the time, showcasing their willingness to innovate. Additionally, the bent pyramid retains much of its original limestone casing, making it one of the best-preserved pyramids in Egypt. This casing offers valuable clues about how ancient builders achieved such polished exteriors. These theories highlight the ingenuity and adaptability of ancient architects, showing their ability to tackle challenges head-on. Why was this alteration made? That question has baffled archaeologists for generations. Some theories suggest that structural issues arose, prompting the builders to adjust the angle to ensure stability. Others propose that the design was symbolic, representing the sun's journey across the sky or the pharaoh's ascent to the afterlife. Regardless of the rationale, the bent pyramid stands as a unique and unsettling sight. Its unconventional shape invites speculation about the architectural decisions made during its construction. This pyramid's fascinating design offers insights into the evolving practices of ancient Egyptian builders and their quest for perfection in monumental architecture. Number 1. The Iron Dagger of Tutankhamun. When you think of ancient Egypt, images of gold, pyramids, and mummies likely come to mind. But what if I told you they also possessed iron? Not just any iron, but a dagger made from meteorite iron. Discovered resting on the mummified body of the young pharaoh Tutankhamun himself, it sounds improbable, right? The twist is that iron smelting wasn't common in Egypt at the time. It was a rare and treasured metal, valued even more than gold. So how did a young king end up with such an extraordinary dagger placed directly on his body? This suggests its significance, perhaps intended as a protective weapon for the afterlife. Scientists have confirmed that the iron used in this dagger originates from space. It's meteoric, meaning it fell from the cosmos. Truly, a weapon from the stars found on the mummified remains of a king is enough to send chills down your spine. The mystery deepens when you consider the dagger's remarkable condition. It has survived for thousands of years without showing signs of rust. How could such an artifact remain so pristine? Is it possible that ancient Egyptians had advanced preservation techniques we do not understand? This iron dagger defies everything we believed about ancient Egyptian technology and resource access. It opens up a realm of unsettling possibilities, suggesting contact with extraterrestrial beings, lost knowledge, or even forces beyond our comprehension. Do you dream of visiting Egypt's amazing historical sites? Let us know in the comments below. See you next time.